Welcome to today's episode of Bad Advice. Maybe not really a bad advice, but more like something that no one has probably told you or you haven't heard about. I want this to be more about my experience with life and how it has shaped the way I see the world. Everyone here has probably been wronged or something bad happened to you from someone else's actions. You were not treating right, you were not treated with respect, and wherever you would go, even though you were extremely disappointed about this outcome of the situation or the person that was doing that to you, and whenever you would ask someone what you should do about that feeling of being angry at someone and this feeling that it's not fair that this is how you're being treated, and they would just say, the people who you would ask, just let it go, forget about it. Well, I am telling you, do not forget about it. Sure, stop caring, but keep remembering that. I grew up as a people pleaser. I have no idea how that came from. My mom was never a people pleaser person. Of course, she would tell me treat people with respect, be nice to them, and don't do wrongs, basically. However, if you have to stand on your shit, do that. I never really listened to the last piece of advice. It never really got to my head. The only thing I remembered was be nice, treat people with kindness, and will reward you. And so I did. My whole life, I was treating people with so much kindness and putting everyone above me. Maybe not in a way that I felt like I was worse than them, but I felt like I should not feel the need to ask someone for help, but if someone would ask me for help, I would always go running. Because even if I tried asking someone for help when I was younger, like even if it was something small like homework or going out, no one really wanted to help me, even though I would 100% do that. Instead, I feel like I needed to learn how to do shit on my own, and people would instead ask me for help, and I would always help. And I truly learned how to fix and how to be able to handle things on my own when I entered college. Maybe my second year of college, I realized that it's not fair to make people just stomp all over you. I love helping people, helping my friends that if my friend wants to go to a concert with me but they do not have money, I of course will give them money, and then I'll tell them you can return me that money whenever you feel like whenever you have money to give me back. And they'll be like, okay, no worries. But then if 6 months pass and they still do not have that money, and I'm asking, hey, where's that $80 I borrowed you for that concert? And they're saying, oh, I forgot. Sorry, I'm gonna give it to you when I have money. I still do not have it. I am looking for a job consistently. Just wait. And then another 3 months pass, and I am at this point where, holy shit, I am actually struggling financially at this point. I need to get that back, and they are still being a little hesitant about give it back to me, and I do not even see them anymore every day because maybe we don't have a class together or whatever. Then it's like, are you my friend anymore? Because I told you that I will give it to you, but you have to give it back to me, and then a lot of time pass, but we don't I'm never getting that money back, am I? And I don't even see you, and contacting you is very difficult. But this is like a money situation, money issue. There's many more stories that are similar to that do not shouldn't surround, just be around money. For example, I used to have a really good friend, and friends, you would tell them your personal things, and then I heard that she would tell my personal stories, personal things to other people, and so basically that wasn't even a secret anymore what was said, and that hit me pretty personally because I thought we were friends, and I thought we don't have to explain to each other what can and cannot be said. So even though I'm fine with her, I'm not gonna be like, like fuck you for doing that, for saying my secrets to other people. I am not going to continue telling you such personal things, and we can stay being on the surface level, which is something I really dislike. I think if you can be with someone just on the surface level, then it's not really like a friendship, and you cannot really trust that person. And it takes, now I'm realizing that it takes a lot more power, no, more or lack to gain some kind of deeper friendship, because it's just difficult. It's difficult to find someone who would be interested and loyal enough to maintain friendships. I think loyalty, it's one of the best traits and the rarest traits there could be, and it's also one of the most important traits for me to have in my friends, in relationships, family, whatever, even in myself. I think loyalty is my number one trait. I am very loyal towards my friends, and I will continue being that because this is basically my signature, and this is something I am proud of. If my friend is being badly treated by someone else, I am going to treat that person with not not with kindness. Maybe this is a bit of a stretch, but if let's say we are mutuals or something, this is petty. This is petty. If we are mutuals on Instagram, me and person A, and I'm best friends with person B, and person A hates person B, and person B is like, "Can you stop talking to them?" I'll be like, "Of course, we're no longer gonna be in touch in any way." Is it beneficial to me? Probably not. I am losing some kind of a connection, unless there's like a really big reason for me to stay in touch with that person. If I actually do have that loyal relationship with a person B, I am not going to care enough for someone else, because my priorities are staying with loyal people. And this is something I had to actually realize, that um, being friends with anyone just because you feel lonely or just because you need someone to hang out with is really not worth it. What's worth it and more meaningful is people who do not drain your energy, or drain, like change your mindset completely, and you stop being happy with who you are. You feel you have to change who you are to fit in with those people, but it's it's gonna just make you more and more sad. Maybe you will change your personality, but at the same time, is it gonna be like a change that's coming from the inside that's gonna be worth it, or is it just gonna be a forced change to fit in? So when I was in high school, I had an obsession to be with anyone, to just, like my biggest fear was sitting by myself at lunch. That was my biggest fear, just being alone, not having anyone to talk to. When I didn't have anyone to talk to, I would just try, like, force myself to talk to anyone, because that would be better than being on my own. And I was lucky enough to have really great people in high school. But then there are situations when your friends are out, or you go to college or a different place. Like I work in movies a lot, and I have to be with people who maybe I don't really like, they are not my kind of company, or we just don't really have that deep connection bond, because they're already like a group of people who knew each other for a long time, and I'm just an outsider who comes in. And it's always really awkward to, come from the outside to the inside, because now the more, I think younger people have the tendency to not welcome anyone from the outside. Like, you need to be more mature, I think, to welcome people more who are from the outside, which is really sad that we cannot really invite people. Like, the groups are now more and more exclusive. But I learned that it's okay to be on your own, and I feel like this is also one of the reasons why I have this YouTube channel, because maybe, I created it when I did feel alone, and now I feel less and less after starting to gain some kind of traction and people commenting. And yeah, thanks once again for being here. If you're new, please subscribe. It's always so fascinating to me when I see people who were bullied and then achieving a lot of things in later on in their life, and people who were the one bullying others are just landing, like terrible jobs and basically peaking at high school. I think that's a great um great idea. Like this is great for karma. I love karma. I believe in it, and I think everybody should believe in it, so the world would be kinder place. Now, people might say, but people change. Great. Show me the change. I believe 100% people do change. People do change. I know some people are like, people don't change. People never change. They do. And I would love to see that change, like, and an apology, I think would be great. It's pretty much a bare minimum, and I know that what I'm saying right now is basically like, oh, this is so known. Like everybody knows that when you do something wrong, you have to apologize. Well, you'd be surprised how many people do not want to apologize, or they are too scared to apologize. Which, like, come on, nothing scared about apologizing. I apologize so much when there is a reason for. Um, Sometimes maybe I don't know if I did something wrong, but then I think basic communication makes it make sense. But as you grow as a person, then you acknowledge what's right and what's wrong. With that said, do not let hate overwhelm your feelings or just overflow your life. I am not a hateful person. I love everybody, of course. However, just be aware, be nice, and to my bullies, good luck with your life, but do not try being friends with me. Is it very pretentious of me to say, or arrogant? I know that a lot of people could get pressed and say that, yeah, it's arrogant of you to say, to not approach you because someone did you dirty. But not everyone has to be friends with everyone, and I also learned that. um I think there's a quote that says everybody's friend is no one's friend, and there is something about that. I probably wouldn't trust a person who is friends with everyone, because where are your priorities, or not even priorities, are but what are your views? If you are friends with everyone with complete different views, where do you stand? I am friendly with everyone who has different views, and that's totally fine. We are human. But being best friends and, you know, going out to different type of parties that are celebrating different things all within the same week, what's going on? But that's pretty much all I had to say today. Thanks.